Dun, 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 dun. And we are back, baby. You see me, you see Philip. This is Bravo. We're black and we came here for love. I want you to reach out. I do not know that Mariah Carey-esque song that they did the 16 count to at the beginning, but it was very cute. And Ariana definitely got her 1 2 1 2 in. I think that that is what we should start on with Love Island USA season 8. Okay, it made a splash. How did we like the music video?
Opening number was giving if you told Chat and GPT to make up a song. If you like gave it all the past few songs and said, hey, can you take all those, combine them into one? Just take it, smash it together. And you know what? I didn't hate it. Opening number, I thought to myself in the beginning, I was like, the girls are pretty good. And I was like, what if some of the cast can't dance? And then they panned over to the boys and I was like, oh, that's what we do. Okay, so then we don't have the other half that we just water it down. I will say this was the most watered down opening we've had as far as actual choreography difficulty, but like I enjoyed it. I literally wrote in the notes, why am I smiling ear to ear? I don't know why, but it makes me happy every year that I'm like, you know what? Okay.
I feel like Love Island is always the start of summer. Like, and it's just, it doesn't matter that we aren't on the show. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter that these people are eventually going to be people that we probably hate. Like, it's
Hate.
just starting. Summer is just beginning anew. And we obviously left some heavy stuff and actually like amazing work. I think that the Summer House Reunion Part 2 was even better than Part 1, which Part 1 was pretty damn good, but it was just such a shift in tone. And I think that also in the back of my mind, knowing that Sierra will also be a part of this show just made it that much better. So it's like, okay, I'm so ready to go and have my escapism. I'm so ready to go and see these people just like unhealthily stick each other's tongues down each other's throat. I'm so ready to go. Obviously, some people will have been and be canceled on this show. Like, I'm so ready to just turn my brain off, watch these young, hot, sexy singles in the villa, watch Ariana serve. When I
Okay,
say,
I got okay. I have questions, comments, and concerns on dress number one, but we'll circle back around. But yes, I think I can say on behalf of all of us need a vacation, and so does Sierra Miller. And I love the fact that we all get to go on vacation together. We're like, you know what? Yes, we're all gonna put on our sunglasses, pack our
right,
things, head to the villa. Our girl
right,
Sierra is coming with us, and that's great. Before we go into
right.
okay, opening numbers done. Let's rewind even further.
Oh,
The promo photos that dropped for the cast. I don't know if they had the man that takes passport pictures at Walgreens do these photos, but what happened? Who were the people we saw versus the people we saw this evening? Because I need answers because that was not good.
yeah, the freaking photos were like the worst that they can ever take of you. And that's why people were like, oh, this cast is kind of busted. And I'm like, hold on, wait,
Struggly,
y'all.
a little struggly, a little
Wait,
driver's
y'all.
license
But
passport photos. Yeah, it was not good.
yeah, but to be fair, if y'all were with me, which y'all should have been with me, Aaron, and Kendrick, we went to everyone's Instagrams and we
Fair.
saw that we were dealing with Love Island USA hot people. But seeing them in motion, like you bring up, is a great point. Seeing them in motion, it's like, yeah, yeah, Love Island, baby. Love Island. Beautiful face structures. I mean, long, beautiful legs, gorgeous hair, glowing skin, makeup done, like eyebrows tweaked, fleeked to the point. Like it is just beautiful, hot people in Fiji with this amazing villa, and I'm just so ready to go. So for you, after watching the whole episode,
Got it.
don't care what you're basing this off of. Top girl, top boy.
My top girl has to be Beatrice. I think that she has a great sense of the world and herself. I don't think there's anything more annoying than an islander that like doesn't know where they're at. And we're like, do you know what show you're on? Do you know what you're doing? And like, I love everything she said. I think we can all admit number one, as a person of color, and then number two, in for her specifically being a part of another marginalized group as well, it brings you down to reality quickly. And I feel like she has a really good sense of the world. And even if what happened tonight, I don't agree with for her, but I do love the fact that she stood 10 toes down on her decision. And the show can use a lot more of that. I feel like it's been a lot of passive women that have just kind of let the experience happen. And I love the fact that she jumped right in and was like, I'm not feeling him. I wouldn't date him normally, even though the rest of us are like, well, you should, but okay, sure, I guess not. And also she was the only girl that had her hair under control. I don't know the humidity that's happening out there, but the girls were frizzing tonight. I hope they get it under control.
All them
And
damn product placements, they definitely gotta get it under
they
control.
need it immediately. And my guy, I wanna say sincere. I didn't think so. I thought initially I was gonna hate him, but I think something about him, this is gonna sound absolutely absurd. He's very sincere. The things that he says are not over the top, but they seem very straightforward to the point. And I'm like, you know what? With a name like that, I would be sincere as hell too. So those are my top two, even though they don't belong with each other. I love watching them individually.
Sincerely sincere, baby, and that's how he signs his
Sincerely
emails and
sincere.
his mail. Like, it's so good. Yeah, that's a solid top boy and top girl choice. For me, I think I'm gonna go with I haven't even thought about it. I just had that question ready for you. I was just like, okay. I think top guy for me, just because I like his personality, is literally KC. I think that he makes a lot of weird faces. I think that he is wearing his heart on his sleeve. I was actually shocked that no one wanted him. Like, I
I
would've
was
knocked all
not.
that shit over.
Nope, not even a little
He
shocked. I didn't
he
want him either. 0% shocked. I cannot trust that man's eyebrows. I'm done.
Why okay, why do you feel that his eyebrows are untrustable or him as a
He
person
had
is
the
untrustable?
eyebrows of not Ernie, Bert. If you could pull this up, it's Bert. If y'all go look at a photo of Bert, he has the Berts happening, and I can't do it. And so for me, I was like, you know what? No, I don't want it. But I will also say that the reason that I don't think anyone chose him initially is because he did come off very guarded and too cool for the room, and that doesn't work on Love Island. It simply does not, because you have such limited time there and it's such a small group. Imagine going to a dinner party of 6 and acting too cool for school. That doesn't work there. Like, you're in a
Mhm.
small group, so you have to just open up and let it go.
Yeah, I don't know, for me, I really liked him. I liked maybe it's because I like that they kind of embarrassed the fuck out of him and then kinda, like, made him wake it up. Like, no one was behind your door, you're gonna have to actually, like, show your personality, and you are probably used to not chasing girls, and, guess what? We're on Love Island where everyone's hot, baby. Hot, young, got a career going on, so you're gonna have to bring it. So, I don't know, once
You
he got
love watching a
humbled
man be humbled on television. Like, you, like,
yeah,
love it. You're like, "He's my
I
favorite."
really get off on it.
You
I don't know
love
why.
it.
Evil cackle, like, I was like, I don't know, I like the way he got embarrassed.
Yup.
And then the girl, I'm gonna have to go with Bia. Bia.
Alright, as long as it's not Kenzie, I'll take it.
Kinsey and that if Renee Rapp was like, she turned into how she looked, I think that's who Kinsey would be.
Kenzie said, and I wrote it in my notes. I wrote it down word for word. "I'm emotional at night because it's my moon sign, like, at night." What? That's not how it works. And that poor girl was like, "Shh, that's not how it works, baby. That's not it." Like, it was giving Karen from Mean Girls, where you're like, "Oh, no, she doesn't get it. She doesn't know what's happening here." But also, she looks like what's gonna happen in a few years when all the toddlers and Tiara's girls get older, and you're like, oh no, she never fully developed. Like you could put a tiara on her, a tutu, and be like, why don't you twirl a baton or something? It's not good. It is not good.
I don't know, for some reason, she just made me laugh so hard, unfortunately. Like, it was just so funny for me because and we'll get into it, but it felt like when Zach told her that he didn't like blondes usually. He usually goes for dark features. Mind you, this I'm assuming that he's talking about, dark eyebrows, dark hair. Like that's their version of dark features. Brunettes, okay? Maybe even a honey auburn. He
Anything.
said that he didn't go for blondes, he's never dated a blonde, and she took that personally, and not only did she take that personally, it felt like she was like, "Is this what racism feels like?" Because she brought that up so many times, she was like, "And he's never dated a blonde, and he told me that he usually doesn't go for blondes, and he also is not feeling like he's feeling me," or whatever. It is insane, and I was just like, "Wow, another person who got humbled." But this
She
was a
got
different
humbled
way.
quick, and I just think God bless him because he tried. I think we can all see that he tried to do this in the most polite way possible of like not say of being like, you're not my normal average type. That doesn't mean that it's a right or wrong type. It's just not what I've typically gone for. But I'm happy to like get to know you and do this experience with you. And but I'm gonna also put a pillow between us. And she's like, we should cuddle. And he's like, we should not. And like she's just not picking up on the small nuances that I'm like, he's trying to give you small hints and clues that this is not it. He is not the one. You are not the one or the two, maybe not even the three. And yet she's not picking up on it. And so it does also, I feel like we learn mostly in episode one more than any other episode how these people are
Really?
treated in the real world because she was offended like you literally ran over her dog. And I was like, you've never been rejected before by anyone.
No?
That seems very hard to.
And that's the crazy part about it is, like, she took that shit too hard. Like, and it was almost like, "Oh, but you are a white man, so you should automatically I have it all for you. I'm white, I'm skinny, I have blonde hair, colored eyes. What more do you want from me?" And he's like, "You know what? I actually don't really date blondes. You're not usually my kind of type." And I think that we should start to, getting to know people in general. It doesn't mean I'm closed off to you, that I will never date blondes, that I'm never going to be interested in a blonde, but it's like it's the first day. I don't want to get too close. We don't know what's coming at us. Also, you saw how my brother acted, so I'm him times 2. And it was just so funny to me because I feel like that's how a lot of like an Amanda would operate. Like she would be like,
Yeah.
"Why wouldn't you be attracted to me?"
I mean, also because you can't string together a full sentence. So there's that. There's a lot. I think that this is humbling so that a lot of early 20 somethings can get a real sense of their place in the world. And I'm like, guys, no one, like, those people that haven't been told no enough. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, this is not you. You've never been told no. This is the reason why. And we're seeing it episode one where they're like, I don't understand. I opened the door and only one person was there instead of all four. I'm like, what? That's insane to me. Like, that's
It's like
insane.
where you are, and you might be the hottest person in wherever the fuck you're from in Georgia, Kinsey, but look at where we are. We're on Love Island. And on top of that, you might be, blonde hair, blue eyes, and all that. We got bombshells coming and shit. So it's like you're gonna get a taste of the real world in this house. But
And
you
people that
know,
can use adjectives and verbs and
mm,
like, no, I'm not doing this with her.
So, well, Anaya and Kinsey, they're both from Georgia. That's how they kind of just like link up. Melanie, I like Melanie a lot more than I liked her in her intro video. I
Yes.
totally agree about the girls girl thing.
Yes.
As we that has just been a buzzword, and I've been saying literally for the longest time is like I'm so sick of people saying that she is not a girl's girl or a girl's girl. At the end of the fucking day, like, if you are a girl's girl, the way we do that is showing that, not
Yes.
just saying that, and not just also, deciding what a girl's girl is based on what's happening in the moment and what you deem to be true or not. Because at the end of the day, we are also on Love Island, and you absolutely cannot be a girl's girl and also play the game.
Agree. Agree completely. I've never heard the term girl's girl used in a positive way. And like that's why the term for me doesn't mean anything because the only time we use it is when we tell someone that they are not
Not
a girl's girl. No one ever says, you know what? Wow, I am really impressed by how much of a girl's girl you are. They're just
girl.
like, you know what? I heard a room. I see how you move and you're not a girl's girl. And I go, oh, so we're just going to use
Right.
it as like when it does not apply. Got it.
Right. So then we have Anaya and Kinsey, and I think it was Melanie, and they're like, we're delusional. Like they're delusional dolls, basically. And I'm like,
Yup.
interesting. I also like it's time to pick and it's time to couple up. Obviously, they do all this good kissing, they get down to it. Ariana is just like, we are so back, and I'm like,
One
boy,
case of
are
strep
we.
throat could take this whole island down. What I don't understand. I can't. It's too much for episode one. I'm like, I get it, I know, but the idea of like, if you open the door, now you have to make out with everybody. I'm like, all right,
I
I guess.
loved it. I feel like that's what makes it summer too. It's like we throw away, well, not in real life, but on here, we just throw away any sense
Oh
of
no, I'm doing it in real life.
any
If I
sense of
open the door,
like
the next door I open,
shirts.
I'm making out with somebody. Like I'm
I
gonna
know
get
that's
mine. That's
right.
fine.
We getting
Okay.
fucked tonight. Period. Like, but when Casey opened the door and no one was there, he was so confident that someone was gonna be there. I would have knocked all that shit over, okay? Ariana is there looking better than a kindergartner, and she's just like, "Well, no one's there. You gotta go sit down in the back." Meanwhile, Sincere, who we weren't sure, it could go either way for him.
Yes.
Um, he had two people to choose from. It was Anaya and also Melanie. I automatically knew that he was going to choose Melanie because that is just the way that it goes.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, they did a great job including all shades and colors. This at least this first 10 people. But I feel like, life is gonna play out the way it is. And I'll just leave it at that because we
Yeah, I was
saw
gonna say
that.
we don't have that's a much larger, deeper, darker
Yeah, it's not
conversation that we don't
it's
have
not
time.
fun, and summer
Right.
should be fun. We're not
Summer
getting
should
into
be
that.
fun.
So
Speaking of
love,
fun, can we get
especially
into
the first one.
Ariana and dress number 1? Because I love the dress
Tell
and I
me.
hated the hair. Hated the hair. Okay, wait. Actually, that's a lie. I love the hair. I love the dress. I didn't love them together, if that makes sense. Because I was like, if you're gonna give us an over the shoulder, the hair can't
Right.
be so dark and go right into the dress. Like it just looked like it was one thing, and I
Hmm.
just wanted it either like pulled back. Like I like wanted anything. I wanted to highlight the dress. For me, I would have done like a high updo or like something to get it out of there so you can
A
really
high
see
pony makes
everything. Yeah.
sense. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. It's just something about her that look that like not that brunette just looks so fucking good on her. The dress, the way it's shaped on her, like the you can tell that she's been out there tanning, she's been out there
Yeah.
working out, and yeah, I think that an updo would have done better in general. Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that. I think that Beatrice, like when she says her name, Beatrice, like it sounds so sexy
We're gonna be
because
doing it all summer. all summer.
Really, it's a Bea
Beatriz,
summer.
Beatriz, and
Beatrice.
it's gonna be all the guys all summer going, Bea.
Beatrice.
You can call me Bea, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay,
Bea
all right.
Bea. Um, yeah, I also noted the way that Bryce says Hawaii. He tries to make it sound like he's Hawaiian. Like, boy, you are not The Rock. He's like, I was born in Hawaii. And I'm like, please, Bryce, you were born in Hawaii, but then you were raised where? Somewhere else for like 10 years? Okay, please.
That man is if a Honda Civic was a person, if Times New Roman size 12 was a person. And here's my thing with this in being like where I've been in reality TV. I know you're going through 7, 8 rounds of Zoom interviews and shit like that. So my initial question is always, why was this person cast? And I can always kind of see the glimmers in everyone that I was like, oh, I see they brought you on for this. Oh, because of your job. That's super interesting. Oh, this, that. Why is this man here? Like, I'm just like, you are like, he's not popping like he should.
He might not be popping in like the personality way or the fun way, but I think that he is a tall, traditionally good-looking white man, and that is good enough, you know?
I'll take it. I'll accept it.
Meanwhile, Sean, what I noticed was hilarious, and I threaded this. Shout out to Threads. Shout out for coming through. On Threads, we did a great live chat on Threads for Summer House, and we will be back next week for the conclusion. But we also had a a line going for Love Island USA. I cackled when they called Sean a Fed, like, to his face. That shit was so funny to me, especially knowing that the mayor of his town just came out and was just, like, saying, I can't believe in this day and age that you would rather go on Love Island than be a cop." Like,
In this day and age, especially right now, is the best time.
yeah, and then his sister, I believe, was in the comments saying, like, this could have been a time where you could highlight the community and talk about someone of color from the community who is a police officer and bring people together, but instead you are on the internet yapping about how you are pissed off that you need this cop. So I put in my notes, someone's committing a robbery right now, and the mayor is like, this is Sean's fault.
Someone is holding up a 7-Eleven and Sean is not there.
Nowhere
Literally,
to be sent
all of us
found.
are like, get his ship cover. Like, what's happening here? They're
He
like,
don't got no PCO?
the entire department is going down. I'm like, call a sub. Like, I don't know, get it together.
Please, like, also, he's a father, like, let him have a good
Okay, this is
time.
what I did not love. My only negative note about Sean.
Was that he's a father? Me too.
No, how
Oh,
he
whoops.
praised
I
it.
just showed my ass.
So you're like, yep, and no more kids, flip table. No, I just
Fuck them
mean that, like,
kids.
he said, I ended up moving back to Pennsylvania, he said, or something. Is that, yeah?
It's something
Okay.
somewhere.
He ended up moving back there, he said, because I got a girl pregnant
Right.
and she lived there and he wanted to be there to raise his son. I was like, okay, here's the thing. It's not going to change the action, but the correct phrasing of that was, my ex-girlfriend was pregnant and I wanted to make sure that I was a present father. So the moment you start with, but I got a girl pregnant, I'm like, ick, nope, bye, I'm out. I was like, there are much better ways to talk about your child that you probably love with your whole heart. But like, that's not a great intro because you could even see the physical reaction to all the girls are like, whoa. And he was like, well, to be with him and make sure that I could raise him. And they were like, oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, it's like the way
It
you
was not
started
good.
that sentence, you
It was
cannot
not good.
recover. I
It was
got a
not
girl
good.
pregnant. Like,
Right.
okay, that's kind of something that you say to your family in secret, not on national TV.
Right? We
Rephrase
gotta learn
that.
that. We have
R-
to learn that, especially on this day. We have to learn that.
And it's too late now because it's already aired. I would grow up and be like, well, what the fuck? I know you didn't want me, but you didn't have to say it like that. Like, damn.
Literally.
Don't be fucking if you don't want to get someone pregnant. Like, A plus B equals C. Like, it's odd. They go through the different challenges where I mean, we just get to the main one was cowboy missionary or doggy, and I'm just like, "Y'all are really getting to it."
Right,
And
they yep, uh-huh, immediately.
immediately, and Beatrice is freaky, like, she's just like, "Yeah, I like this, I like that, I like getting smacked, I like this," and I'm just like, "Oh my god," like, it made me blush a little bit, and I'm like, "I just finished watching a season of Euphoria. Why is this making me, like, clutch my pearls?" And it's because it's just been so long, like, it's been a year since Love Island has been on, and I've been in a summer house state of mind where it's like, I don't wanna touch men, I hate men, and it's just fun to see them talking about, obviously, these things and what they prefer and how the game played and how they matched up with people, but, they're doing the kissing challenge, and I realized that Trinity did like, Bryce during the kissing challenge, the way that she was talking about him. She was like, "Oh, he's such a good kisser," and, I thought that, you know, Bea was going to stick with her decision to date Sean, because of the kissing challenge also, but, like, it just got flipped later on. But anyways, so Sincere and Melanie, like, I'm thinking of back to the different conversations.
Yes.
I feel like their conversation, even though it was both about them liking the same sports team and being East Coasters, I feel as though although they are two beautiful people, there's nothing there between them.
Ooh, I think that they are going to they strike me as one that is gonna be super strong for, like, 80% of it and then crash out that final 20. Like, I think they're gonna stay together for a
Go
bit,
all the way?
and then we are in for it, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Who do you think is gonna show their ass the most at Casa?
Ooh, ooh, definitely Beatriz. Actually, I'm just gonna say her no matter what. Yep, because she is
Bea
ready to
is really
jump
there to turn
right
it
into
up.
anything. I think when you're a professional athlete, you have that like hunger, that like ferocity kind of towards all things in life. And I think we saw her just jump right in there, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, 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 great, easy.
Okay, so originally the couples were Trinity and Bryce, Beatrice and Sean, Casey and Anaya, Sincere and Mel, and Zach and Kinsey. We get to the latter part of the episode and they're like, "We've only been here a day, but it feels like so much longer." And we have the opportunity, basically, if you are happy in your couple, you step on the green dot. If you want to explore, you step on the red dot. But not only are you able to explore, we get two brand new bombshells, and actually not brand new because Gabriel was announced, but then it was said that he was pulled out, but then it was said that he was gonna be a bombshell, but I didn't know the bombshell was gonna be that soon. I don't know what they were doing with Gabriel.
They
What
pulled him out because they needed an even number for coupling. So that's why like his rumor dropped after yeah, after the other
after
one befo
Basana, yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
Sana of it all. So,
yeah,
when I that is a whole 'nother situation. Anyway, the Vasana of it all, once she
yeah.
got pulled, he got moved from main cast to Bombshell. I don't think there was initially supposed to be Bombshells this soon, but I think because they kinda screwed him over, they were like,
Bring him
"Okay,
in.
okay, we'll send you in now," and boy, did they send in a beautiful woman to come in with him, so I don't mind it.
Gabriel and Kada. Kada is a bad bitch,
Why
okay?
did we not
So
start with her?
exactly. She should have been there from the get-go.
Yep.
But I think she would have, like, outmugged them even in the photos where it's like, "Okay,
Fair.
you guys have Kada and Trinity," but the rest of the cast is like anyways, so this is another, like, shocker to Miss Kinsey. Zach decides to step on the red dot, and and she is on the other side of the wall saying, it's him, and they're trying to convince her, "No, he's not getting kissed right now. He didn't step on the red dot. He's on the green dot." Because she ended up stepping on the green dot after consulting with her homegirls and also convincing herself that he does in fact like her. And he is just slobbing Kata down. Tongues are in throats. And Kata also, which I think I love Trinity for this. I love Bea and Trinity because I didn't see this with Trinity either, even though Bryce did bring up that there is an quote unquote age difference between them. Um, Gabriel kisses Trinity and Bea. Bea leaves Sean, and we are just like all in shock. Except I would say the only one who's not in shock, I feel like, would probably be the entire cast who has been watching Kinsey.
Yeah, I think that really it just what I will say this cast has learned versus last year and probably even the year before, the idea of when it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, and so there have been a lot of couples that have stayed together for far too long on the show, even though in their heart of hearts, they knew that they were like, "Well, we're gonna stay together this week as friends," and we're all like, "No, that's not how the game works." And so in turn, I do appreciate the fact that even if we don't agree with them, they were like, "I don't feel it. I'm getting out of here." Or the idea of, "Would you date this person at home?" If the answer
Right.
is no, then you are just feeling the adrenaline from the island. You're not falling in love with shit. So that makes perfect sense that you're like, you know what? I want out on this. And what I don't love is that Kenzie's girls are delusional or good liars. Either way. But the thing is, to be a good friend, sometimes you have to be straight up with your friend and be like, he's definitely not feeling you. If he's already told you that, you need to get out before you get got. And they let their girl get got.
And the thing about that I love about Bea and Trinity is that they didn't have to hear it from their men that they weren't interested, even though Sean was interested, like he absolutely was. Bryce just had a thing about the age. They didn't have to hear that. They were ready to go. RTG.
I mean, the biggest like criminal. Okay, I don't think the age difference is that big, but I will also say in the
Me
real
either.
world, what let's say a 22-year-old is doing on a weekend versus a 30-year-old, agree. Okay, that's fine. If you're like, do we want to go out and party? Those are two very different types of parties that end at two very different times. And that's fair. Okay, cool. I get it. But I mean, I guess I also get the idea that like you don't want your partner to have kids. That has nothing to do with them, but you're like in the real world, I've said no for way less. So I don't hate it. I think the real criminal here is whoever gave Casey that shape up. That barber needs to go to jail immediately because what? What are we doing? That man is on national television with that? Get out of here.
No, and it's like you have your at-home barber. Like you should have went immediately before you flew to Fiji.
Literal, and I know that they were in like hiding for like a week, but like you need to figure you need to know how to do that on your own because if I were your barber, no ma'am, no ma'am, no Pam, no Sam, you better figure that out because you're not going on TV looking like that.
I thought Casey was cute. I don't know. There's a charm about him. I guess again, it was just like me seeing him get humbled is
He
just
got way better
hilarious.
day 2 than he was day 1, but I will also say as a
He was
cast, as
forced.
an ethnic curly-headed cast, the hair care for the overnight hair care, on point. On point. Episode 1, everyone said, "Let me get on my good hair
The
bonnet." I said, "You know
bonnets,
what? Okay,
it was a
let's
bonnet
go.
fest there.
We're not ruining
Absolutely.
these curls, not this season. Okay."
Listen, baby, I just got this installed, okay? The bands, the lace bands and everything. I love that the guys also like just don't seem like other than Sean's very red flag of the way he phrased how he had his baby, they don't seem too too bad. Like everyone made breakfast or at least attempted to make some breakfast for their ladies. Like everything is going good. Um, it was just a fun, long episode. Very long, very girthy, very fun. Ariana served multiple looks, just one.
Oh my gosh.
I just loved it, even with the hair down, but I do agree it should have been up. Look 2 was another one that it just you can just tell Ariana looked better than the kindergartner, and she also went to the school of Maya Jama. And when you go to the school of Maya Jama of Love Island UK, you learn a few things. Mind you, Ariana is 40 years old. Like, it's not old by any sense of the word, but in the context of the Love Island universe, she looks like a Love Islander.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like a contestant. Like, I would be trying to go after her. And also for a white woman, it just goes to show, do you know what Tom Sandoval did today? He encouraged people, and this is why you guys got to stop fucking liking people who already showed you who they are just because they go and they have a redemption arc on a Traitors or a House of Villains. He encouraged him and his bird-headed ass girlfriend encouraged people to vote for Spencer Pratt in LA. Meanwhile, Ariana is hosting Love Island USA. And
And
that just
giving a
says,
slow motion walk that could wake somebody from the dead. I was like, you know what? Okay, okay.
yeah,
You win.
nasty.
You win.
It was giving the one step at a time heels, the
Listen.
da 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 da
All
da.
I need to do is hear 3 of those heels and name that tune. I'm like, Jordan Sparks, one step at a time. Got it.
Exactly.
Got him. All the millennials. I'm like, yep, got him. Easy.
Exactly. So tell me, let's while we're wrapping this up, are you all in on this season? Just, from what we've seen so far, do you feel like you're all in on this season?
Yeah, I think that like you go through a phase where when you're like a couple years older than the Islanders, you're like, this is stupid. What are they saying? What are they doing? I can't believe that they're doing this. And then you get to an age where you're more than a few years older, like 10 years older, and you're like, oh, this is entertainment. You're like, this is sports. Like, you're in it. So, like, for me, I'm just right now at the point where I'm like, I would never do this, but I'm glad that they are doing this. Okay, cool, great.
So you're in, and are you in to the point where you guys, if you guys don't know, and I'm sure that if you're listening to this, you do know, do you vote?
I do not vote. I have never downloaded the app. I have never downloaded the app, but I
Can
have
you
watched
please?
every US season though. So like I do like I have done the work. I just like haven't like done the work.
You haven't done the work because we could so many things could have been different if you had been voting,
Your
and
vote
that is
counts. So many
really
things.
the message of this episode is to exercise your right to vote, not for Spencer Pratt, but the people in the Love Island USA house in Fiji,
We're
okay?
gonna
So I'm
use
gonna need
this
you to
as a
download.
rehearsal for the next election. We gonna need you. We're gonna use this as a rehearsal. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming to chat it up with me. Is there anything in your notes that you didn't get to address or that you
Nope, hit them
didn't
all.
you hit them all? All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. You guys definitely follow Philip. He will be back probably for a Black After Sun. That's the Love Island after show that I host with Raven, and it's just going to be such a fun time. We'll have our sunglasses, we'll have probably a drink, and we'll have a good time. And thank you guys for listening. Love y'all. Love you. Bye.
Bye.